Kyle, you're a relatively new face around the Salop Academy. Tell me a bit about your role.
Yeah, so recently come in, this was sort of my fourth or fifth week, so I'll be working and heading up the under-18s within the academy, and sort of casting an eye over from 16s all the way down within the YDP phase at 13s.
You've been here 4 or 5 weeks. How have you found it so far?
Really enjoyed it, the staff have been really great. I've had an outside experience looking in, and I think the programme's really grown over the 2 years since David coming in, and the sort of alignment and philosophy way of working, it's been really good to see right the way through, and I think that way of working will hopefully push the players through.
Tell me a little bit about your history and your qualifications kind of thing. What kind of coach are you?
So I was at my previous club for 16 years, and that was in various roles, youth development phase, supporting the first team with analysis and scouting, and then more recently under 18. So I've had a lot of different experiences, but it's all helped me to support me to where I am now.
You mentioned the staff briefly there, but how have you found it working with those guys early in your days here?
It's been really positive. They've been really helpful and supportive in my role, but the massive thing is their support for the players. They always go above and beyond, to support the player development, and that's been really positive. There's a really good infrastructure. The academy is very ambitious with that, and their view on player development, is aligned to mine, and it's a good fit. But right across the board in the multidisciplinary approach, it's attention to detail all the way, and I think the lads are benefiting from that.
We're here at the Shrewsbury Sports Village. Got the Astros just behind camera and the pitch behind you. What are your thoughts on our facilities here?
It's a brilliant facility. We obviously got the Astro where we can train. You've got the show pitch there, and even as a visitor, always made really welcome. And the surface was very, very good. And I think we've been fortunate to play quite a few games at home. Yet we haven't had one away. So playing on that surface has been really, really good, and I think the lads enjoy it. And being in that sort of professional feel, and I think it's ambitious in that way in terms of striving ahead and not settling.
This club's definitely got a reputation for bringing players through and seeing them into the first team historically and more recently as well. Was that a big thing for you coming here and trying to contribute to a successful academy?
Yeah, I think that's the main buzz of the job, and that's the same for the staffs as well, in terms of seeing players break through, but ultimately there's got to be a pathway, and that sort of excites me here with the recent players that have gone up, and my previous experiences in helping players get through into first team. I understand the role and demands that takes, but the alignment from David, Rob and Charlie into that first team environment and down, was a massive opportunity for me, and sort of sold it to me in that way. And I think the programme that they deliver here is very unique and, like I say, really positive one.
Davey, as our academy director, is also involved with the first team, and we've seen in recent weeks there's a clear pathway, isn't there, a direct pathway for these young players if they achieve to get into the first team. How important is it to have that solidified?
It's massive, it really is massive, and David's very hands-on with the 18s and below, which is massive in terms of alignment with how the first team working and bringing that down into the 18s. But if the players are working hard, then they'll get their opportunities as others have. So it is a massive pull, and I think once a club's in going in a direction, I think it's really, really clear, and people are clear on their roles and responsibilities and pathway to first team.
And it seems like there's a real buzz around the academy at the moment with some of the players that we've got involved and some of the players that are moving on to the first team environment.
The current 18s are doing really, really well. We need to keep our feet on the ground because very early on in the season, but they're working hard. They're an honest bunch of lads where I don't think they would get carried away with themselves, but they're coming in. There's areas to work on which the players are hungry for. They've not settled, which is, I think, always a good insight to their personalities and where they want to go. They're not settling, and obviously the players who are currently within and around the first team are setting in massive examples of what could be achieved and the opportunity to do that.